Here with a look at Ethereum. All right, we don't take a look at this very often, but I thought today we should really. You can look, see ETH set a new all-time high right up here, about 49.50 roughly, 49.40, yeah, 49.50. Might as well call it that. Kind of like a double top up here, though, right? I mean, you can see through right over here. This thing, came up, hit the same, roughly the same area. It got rejected off it, back here in 21, came up here, that same area, got rejected, fell over. We've come up here now, but I expect it to make it up through there. All right, 2017. Let's use the fib off here once. Let's see what this thing did. Almost a full extension, about 3618 right up here. Usually these do like a 1618, so Ethereum did very well there, right? Over here, if we go off of 2021, pull this over, what I'm looking for is up here, 7,300 roughly, right around that number, 7 grand. That would be a 1618. Do I see it doing a 3618 up here to 15,000? No, I don't see that this run. Maybe, you never know, right? I mean, who knows what'll happen? But by the looks, we'll come right back here. By the looks of the big markets like the Dow Jones. I've talked about these in my other videos. You can see here, this is out on a monthly. This thing looks like it's working on a fifth wave here. Okay, coming up here. Let's get this off here. All right, looks like a 5 wave, and these things, look at this. I mean, they've gone just straight up, right? Still above that 200-day moving average on here, but you put a trend line on here, and this thing breaks. Look out, right? I mean, same with everything else. The Dow, it's getting pretty stretched out. I mean, you put a fib on this thing, if you go off of, any of these highs, we'll go up this high right here. We'll use a trend-based fib, right? Trend-based Fibonacci. Go from your bottom to your top, back down to the bottom. I mean, look at that. That thing has just overextended, right? I mean, it has just absolutely crushed it. And then a regular fib. If these don't always nail, but they're pretty close, man. This thing is pretty darn accurate. Whoops, I apologize. That was hit the trend-based fib again. Give me 1 second, and I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I am honored and so grateful. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate that. 4236 is up there at 38. They're pretty extended, right? The Nasdaq. The fib, look at this, man. Look at this top back in 2000. Look at that. It has absolutely just skyrocketed, man. Absolutely flew up there. You can count the waves in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth wave pullback to the prior high back over here. Fifth wave up. It's working on that fifth wave, Nasdaq. I mean, I think we still have a massive alt season coming. But look at the Nasdaq, all right? The Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, where's the S&P? SPX, right in front of my face, I'm sure. There's the Nikkei. Where's the S&P? I can't believe that. SPX. S&P 500. Skip that one there. I mean, look at this. Yeah, I got my chart on here. Look, it's in a fifth wave here now. Look, these things, and look at the fib on it. I mean, it has just absolutely crushed the Fibonacci. And a fifth wave target's up at about 6,964. That's at 65. The Nikkei. In Japan. You can see the waves. Wave counts. This thing looks at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heading up for a 5. Up at about 47. It's about 44 now. So these things are getting up there for sure, right? As far as crypto goes, though, our total 3. Look at this, getting ready for a massive breakout. This is the all of crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is all your altcoins, right? We're looking for this thing to head up to about 1.67, right? Looks like we have a major run coming here yet. The total too. This is everything but Bitcoin. Still has not broke out, that top yet, right? Back over here, kind of double top, but it's we're waiting for a break. The total market cap of crypto, on the other hand, is getting up there. This is everything, including Bitcoin, right? And look at this. I mean, you have this thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 on its fifth wave here, right? That target is right about there, 4.5. It's almost a 4. That's the total market cap. But the ones without Bitcoin, have not broke out yet, right? Total 3 and total 2. That's all of our altcoins, all the stuff we're holding except Bitcoin, right? So your total 3. That's the one. That one there had ETH in it. This one here, this is everything, except ETH and Bitcoin. This is all your altcoins in here. It's getting ready to break out at the top of that wedge. All right, Bitcoin itself, very, very curious what's going to happen here with this thing. If you look at it, you're not stupid. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 working on that possible fifth wave and that target for that thing. Is this where Bitcoin goes into an ABC and the altcoins take off? We're going to know once it gets up here, right up in this area here. I'm going to show you. Let me open this up. And if you're interested, guys, we have a Discord, a trading group. It's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. If you get that, you also get 10 hours of videos to watch to teach you how to start charting. We have about 150 some members in there, so we would love to have you, especially with an alt season coming. All right, we got some really great traders in there, and like I said, we'd love to have you. All right, so if that interests you, if you take a look here, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, right here, do we A, B, C? Is that what's coming? We'll find out. If it makes it up through here, these retracement levels, then it could go higher. But here's our 1618. I mean, we've gotten up there. 130 was the target. We're about we hit about 124. So do we have another push up? That would take it up to 130, 133. We're going to know right in this box. What happens. Either way, we have an alt season coming. Excuse me, guys. Allergies. Took an allergy pill about an hour ago. Still trying to get through it here, so I apologize if I sound a little stuffy. Now, as far as ETH goes, all right, let's open this up. Did we just have a fake out here? All right, you have an overhead resistance line. Use that one there because that one lines up a little bit better. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3 touches, or is this a legitimate break right here? All right, let's get this thing straight. Should be right there. This one be about right there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Right, it pushed up through there and it's pulled the whole way back in. Now, if we go on a 4-hour. See where this thing's at. 4-hour, we're gonna have to adjust the line, just a hair there. Possible fake. Maybe it heads back up here. We'll know real soon. All right. Put this where it belongs, right on there. There we go. All right, so we'll see if we get this break or not as far as ETH goes. I was looking at this thing, and it could have a little bit more downside here. I was measuring this out without that wick. You got a possible A, B. Where would that put this at? C. right down here to about 4,000, right around 4,000, not much lower. If it pushes down there, and we'll just have to see what happens there. Got the daily RSI, trying to push up. This thing could take off from here. What I'm thinking, though, is if you look over here to your left, what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and on a bigger count, if you want to take that, you got 3, 4, 5 right there. Not much of a fifth wave, right? But we'll just have to see what happens. Does it ABC right here pull back down to 4 grand and then head higher? Expecting it to head higher. Question is, does it do it now, or does it come that pull back down a little bit further? All right, on the weekly, the RSI right up at the top here. What's going to do from there? All right, look at that wave count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Might be looking at a correction here. The monthly, right at the very top, right? So keeping an eye on ETH. This thing comes out up and takes out $4,900. Look out! I think it's really going to start flying. Then, if it comes back up here and takes out 4,500. It looks like it probably head back to the upside. All right, that would be a break in this overhead resistance. So, look, market's looking good though overall. Really is. We have that alt season coming. Bitcoin dominance. We're looking for this thing to roll over and crash. Right, it's at 58.34 right now. Just messing around in here, waiting for that big dump. Right, we come out, put it on a monthly. We're in that same area the last time back over here, where we got that big fall. We're in that same area. Just got to lose this level, right here, this support level, right through there. That got my arrow. This yellow line right here. What is that at? About 57.8 roughly, right over here. Once it loses that, I think we're going to get a big drop here in Bitcoin dominance. We'll get a kickoff. But it's shaking people out right now. People are getting frustrated and selling, right? That's what they want. They want you to do that. They want you to do that. So when this falls, everybody's jumping back in and buying at higher prices, right? And then they're going to dump on you. When you think it's never going to stop going up, that's the problem. You got to hit that sell button, right? All right, thank you so very much, guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.